So a lot of people have been asking how to defeat Duke Fishron, and while fighting him for the first time can be quite challenging, it's not impossible. I'll explain in detail how to defeat him in today's Terraria Helping Hand. Before we begin, I always recommend certain potions for everybody who's having a hard time with bosses. I would recommend Iron Skin, Endurance, Regeneration, and of course Life Force. These potions, again, I would highly recommend for Duke Fishron, especially if you're having a hard time with it. Next up, I'll talk about armor, starting off with the melee class. You're going to want to have the beetle armor for this. You can use turtle armor, but it's going to be a little bit easier if you use the beetle armor for that added protection. If you want to be cautious, craft yourself the beetle shell chest plate just to be safe with the extra defense, or if you want to throw in a little bit of damage and be a little bit dangerous, you can go with the beetle scale mail and get a little extra damage in there. For magic users, you could probably go with the Spectre armor. You can either use the Spectre hood to drain health or the Spectre mask to do more damage. Technically, again, if you want to be safe, the Spectre hood's probably your best bet, and you could probably out-heal yourself during the battle. Meanwhile, for rangers, of course, the Shroomite armor will be the best and give you the better opportunity to be successful. And for summoners, you have two options. You can either go with the spooky armor or the tiki armor. Of course, the spooky armor will give you a little bit more damage, while the tiki armor will give you an extra minion for summon. Now, this can get a little tricky, and I'll talk about this in just a bit when it comes to weapons. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and talk about weapons real quick. Vampire knives will be most optimal for melee users, as well as the Influx Waver and the Terror Blade following in suit. Paladin's Hammer and Possessed Hatchet are quite nice as well. Don't forget about those. For rangers, the Snowman Cannon is very powerful against him, so if you defeated the Frost Moon and got one, go ahead and use it. Chain Gun is also another great weapon from the Frost Moon you could use. Also use Chlorophyte Bullets with this to get the maximum return as they home in on him. Homing weapons do really good against Duke Fishron. If you can get the Piranha Gun from the biome chest, that can definitely work, but it may be a little bit tricky and require you to do a lot of dodging, so I'll leave that one up to viewer discretion. Using Phantasm with Holy Arrows can actually get ridiculously easy, so that may be something that you want to try out as well. The Tactical Shotgun and Chlorophyte Bullets, once again, can be very effective, as well as the Stinger that drops from the Golem. Next up, we have Magic, where homing weapons like the Bat Scepter and the Spectre Staff can be very helpful while you focus on dodging. Razor Pine or Leaf Blower are quite nice. If you have the Crimson, then the Golden Shower spellbook is very helpful as well, reducing Duke Fishron's defense. If you have good aim, the Inferno Fork will definitely help out as well. Also, speaking about the Blizzard Staff that drops from the Frost Moon, again, having good aim, this can help out pretty good. For summoners, the Optic Staff, Xeno Staff, and the Deadly Sphere Staff can be very helpful in your endeavor, but the better summoner staff you use will determine what armor you can get. For instance, like using the Tiki armor with the Optic Staff, just to get extra damage out of the little mini twins that fly around. Also, if you're a summoner, get yourself a summoning potion and a bewitching table for this fight, again, because you're going to want to get every minion you can out of this battle. Now, before we go into specifics of Duke Fishron, there's one thing that must be noted as of patch 1.3, so some players out there may not see it just yet. In 1.3, Duke Fishron's got an updated AI where he cannot be taken out of the ocean biome without enraging. So while you can do this in 1.2.4, if you do it in 1.3, he's going to go enraged and become very difficult. So again, your arena will shrink in 1.3, so if you want to build a little arena, be sure to try to keep it in the ocean biome. Ultimately, he's going to test your ability to dodge. In his first form, he's going to charge you 5 times, spit out bubbles, and of course throw out them bloody Sharknadoes, which can be very annoying. One thing to watch is he may be able to outfly you depending upon what wings you have, so it may be possible for a wing upgrade in order to do this battle, as he really does do some quick moving. Do your best to avoid the charging by doing sharp turns and drops, so that way you can dodge them. Watch out for his bubble attack, but you can disperse the bubbles with your own attack as well. If a Sharknado pops up, just do your best to move away from it. Do not steer near it. And of course, the sharks will be flying, so you'll want to be definitely firing away whatever weapon you have to try to protect yourself. If you're a summoner, then all you can really do is just keep dodging and moving. At roughly half life, around 25,000 hit points in normal, or 30,000 hit points in expert mode, he'll enter phase 2, where things will change a little bit and he does more damage while having weaker defense. Fishron will only charge you 3 times, but do much more damage. He'll also begin to launch homing blobs at you that you'll have to keep an eye on, because once it activates, it spawns a new Cthulhu-nado, which is actually stronger than a Sharknado. Once again, steer clear completely of this. Once again, try to avoid his dodging by using sharp turns and drops to stay away from him. It may sound easy, but it will take lots of practice as you try to figure out what works for you. Don't be afraid of dying a few times in the process of learning, because once you get the hang of it, it actually becomes quite easy in the long run. Normal mode only has 2 stages, so if you got to that point, congratulations, you could probably beat him. If you're in expert mode, be prepared for a 3rd stage that happens around 10,000 health, where things get a little bit crazy, everything gets foggy, and of course Duke Fishron becomes very quickly teleporting and charging fast. He will teleport right in front of the player, making running away impossible. And also, it should be noted, he'll pause after each dash, giving the player a little bit of time. Good luck to all those expert mode players out there. Again, this will be a little bit more challenging for those in 1.3 because you're in more of a confined area. But don't be afraid to get creative, and sometimes you may have to leave the ocean biome just to get yourself some breathing room. But quickly get back in so that way he doesn't stay enraged and cause more damage than need be. While having nice armor, weapons, and potions all will be very nice, ultimately this is going to come down to practice and your ability to dodge. Don't get frustrated if you die a few times. It may take a little bit, but you have to stay in the game. It's all about reaching your comfort zone in dodging and getting through him. That's going to do it for the Helping Hand Duke Fishron video. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If so, please be sure to rate it and let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Any questions, comments, or suggestions is always helpful, and I'd love to hear from you. Good luck and happy hunting!